Bro, we are raising a generation of idlers and robbers and young mothers. We have an allowance of almost 10 years, I want to guarantee you, 10 years of blunder with CBC. What we have been taught in school is a result of what the colonialists planned for us to be taught. Our children have also been switched from the system that we were left with by the British to a very bogus system. Don't you see colonialism? People are not going to church nowadays. People even challenge their pastors. Ukoloni mambo leo iko juu. So, we have oil in Turkana. And then an international company is coming to do what? To do the mining. We have our own people doing civil engineering, structural engineering, architecture. Kweli. Alafu ikifika barabara inakuja kujengwa na kampuni ya China. Colonialism is still at its peak. If we can also be losing youth on brutal police killings, abductions. You get? These are moves that were used colonially to suppress people. Let people share the information they have out there. Let people express themselves. Because at the end of the day, it is them you are supposed to lead. I was nominated for Kalasha. Lakini, there's too much politics into the creator economy. The president said he's pumping like 500 million into the creator space. True. Na tujaona kwa finance bill. Unajua finance bill ndio inasema pesa zinatoka. So youth, it is time we get back to the basics of it is time for youth to lead. They have always been telling us, vijana ndio viongozi wake kesho.
Kesho imefika.
Imefika. But tukiwa tuko kikundi, tuko wengi, we want to speak out, it will always work. No, youth do not trade on the trust. Trade on solid grounds.
Biggie, two things. First, there's a way Kenya has been from the colonial times. And even the constitution that we first had, for Africans to accept that they have independence, there's a document they had to sign. And somehow there's a very big lecture around it, where even the schools that were first built, like Lenana and what, they were schools for settlers. And somehow, before the colonialists left, they groomed Africans on how to continue neo-colonialism. And we fall in these traps. And I don't want to touch on tribalism. It's a very big topic.
Yeah.
But we are all Africans, you see. And there's a way we need to bring development to ourselves, and we need to encourage ourselves and like build up ourselves. But there's a way with the use of old colonial setups, or if we don't polish them properly, we fall in the same trap. Maybe you can shine some light on that. That's one. And then two, me and you on another spectrums, we are creatives, sindio. So there is also like that creative economy space. It's not just the creative economy space. All youths in every industry are trying to improve themselves. Every field, everybody is just trying to bring that sort of improvement. So those two things, I would like to hear your perspective on them.
First, on colonialism, I would like to say this. If we don't get stories from the grandmothers to our grandmothers, then we are still under colonialism. Because whatever stories we get are written. You know, English is a found language. So this is a language that was brought and instilled into us. Whatever we are being taught, kulikuwa na TOT. Sawa? We are being taught what had a TOT. So after the trainer alikuja akafunza hao wengine, hiyo ndio system ina work, because at that time you had to get your salary, you had to get it right, or the colonialists will do you hell. True. It was also another way of getting yourself off the block. Ni kweli. Just being a teacher, you're off the block. So, first of all, what we have been taught in school is a result of what the colonialists planned for us to be taught. True. It comes to us, we have digested it. Then there comes a time when our children have also been switched from the system that we were left with by the British to a very bogus system. Don't you see colonialism? Let me give you the aspect here. This generation that went under the colonialistic pattern left alone stories and took history and government. True, people are not going to church nowadays. People even challenge their pastors. Yeah, but they're being paid salaries. True, they're not doing ministry. So that one is a generation that went through this colonialistic pattern and they picked the educatory part and the African part. These struggles we are doing are things we learned from Akina Oneko. That is the history part and government. We didn't take the stories of, we called Mulungu. That one is theirs. Those one we did for exams. Then now it is back to switching the system. Do you know why? Watu unawafunza uwerevu sana. Imekuwa trouble ama ijakuwa trouble. It has been trouble. True. So, this other bogus system, I want you to take a look at states that have tried to change the education system. We have an allowance of almost 10 years, I want to guarantee you, 10 years of blunder with CBC. Juu, hatuna hata colleges za kuintegrate hawa watoto. Utaniambia mimi nimeanza medicine this year. Juu next year is the last form 4. The other year they are all integrating into colleges. True, false? Where are the colleges for CBC? Because they are doing STEM. Me, I'm doing biochem. Where is STEM and biochem going to attach? Are you going to tell me now you have to finish your biochem today because now they are coming with their STEM? Bro, we are raising a generation of idlers and robbers and young mothers. Because after this, there are going to be no jobs of... You get it? Skill mind itakuwa ni handy jobs. Handy jobs, watu walikuwa enzi yetu wenye walikataa kuenda into tertiary levels. They went and did the handy jobs. Wamezi kuamilia sahi. Kweli uongo. You think people like Moha Graphics, they didn't go to tertiary level. True. But now, the graffiti area, sinawa wameshika. So where do these other people who have been subjected to this colonialism change of education pattern going to go? Because it is going to benefit only a few people. Some people have pocketed it. Some people are pocketing businesses abroad because of that. You see? So, if we still are working under most of these colonialistic rules, which we are working under, stories we are talking about are stories they fed us to. Ukoloni mamboleo iko juu. Sawa? I have seen West African countries redeem themselves of colonialistic suppression. It is not even about the education. Imagine, when minerals don't get out of your country to a colonialistic country, you are very well. Now they will determine, if your country has gold, you will determine gold from this country will be of this value. You don't get the international value people want to set. Because who is setting the international value then and they don't have the gold? That is colonialism. We have oil in Turkana. And then an international company is coming to do what? To do the mining. We have our own people doing civil engineering, structural engineering, architecture. Kweli. Alafu ikifika barabara inakuja kujengwa na kampuni ya China. See, do you know what CCC is? This hiyo CCC na hiyo CRBC. Hiyo sio kampuni ya mtu. Hiyo ni China wamekaa wakachukua technology wakaweka wakasema sisi tutakuwa tunafanya kazi ya nini? Belt and Road Initiative. Go read about Belt and Road Initiative. That is how they are colonizing. Wow. Hiyo ni colonial move yao. Wanaacha alama yao.
And they're doing it in loans.
Na ni dunia mzima. Sawa? Ni dunia mzima. China Road and Bridge Company. Inaitwa Belt and Road Initiative. Them as a superpower. And they contribute. I don't think even if they reach up to 5% of contribution kwa World Fund. Wapeanangi do. Sawa? So, colonialism is still at its peak. If we can also be losing youth, brutal police killings, abductions. You get? These are moves that were used colonially to suppress people. Let people share the information they have out there. Let people express themselves. Because at the end of the day, it is them you are supposed to lead. You get? Yeah. So I can literally say, on colonialism, we still have a long way to go. But on brain work, we have the shortest way to work out colonialism. We have seen examples. Africa is working examples. It's only the East African bloc that is working nonsense. Because how is it a bloc? How do you even stand and sing the East African anthem and Uganda is it's colonialism, Tanzania is dictatorship and colonialism, Kenya, do we need to explain? Are we not watching our TVs? The newspapers have them daily. So how are we as a bloc? You see? And so those are dynamics we have to look. Colonialism, sawa, sisi tuko kama bloc, tumechange nini kwanza? Ndio tuwezi fikia colonialism kama hatujachange socialism. If you're not social, me and you, then colonialism is not going. Because at the end of the day, if you have 1 million shillings and I want to get 1 million shillings, where do I go for the money? So I go talk to a World Bank, Ford Foundation, and they predict what I have to do because this is their money. Isn't that colonialism? And at that time, I have a rich person here who can fund my dream, but they feel it is theirs to keep. So how do we stop colonialism? How? Tukisema nchi haina bidii ya nje, tuanze kudai vijana wenyu. Huyu alikuja na project fulani World Bank, huyu alikuja na project fulani UNESCO. You get it? Lakini, you go to the States, they do something. Let me give you an example. I'm not praising, but go to the States, you do something, it is innovative in your area as a county. It is even given accolades by the government. If it is to be given a push, funds are there and given. True. Hizi vitu zinainuliwa. Zikiinuliwa, ndio wale international donors wanaona, kweli hii na sisi tunadili na community. Na huyu jamaa anafanya kazi ya community. Shika hido. Sio kama sisi tuko chini, to an extent, you want to do something that, some projects that we give out, let me tell you, they help the government.
True.
Like what I said, the ESIPs. The ESIPs ni kitu inasaidia politician. Mimi inanibakisha effect ya kukua poa kwa community. Lakini politician ndio inamsaidia kwa sababu ni project hata zitengeneza mingi. Ni moja na ita affect community. If I give you an ESIPs, essential community integrative projects. An example of an ESIP is, instead of kufungulia youth car wash, si ndio? Hiyo space wanaweza pata space ya car wash. Ukiwachimbia kisima, iwekwe pump, si ndio? Hiyo kisima hapo pale iko, hiyo maji yuziwe community, because now si ni project ya community. But na community yuziwe maji bei hiyo expensive inauzagwa na investors. Wewe tuseme yako ni 4 bob. Si ndio? 1 bob iende kwa county, 1 bob iende kwa maintenance ya hiyo area, 2 bob iende kwa machinery na nini? Na community account. Kama hii project ina 500 project nyingine ya maji, si 2 bob iwekwe kwa account yake ya community fund. Bob iende kwa serikali. Hiyo shamba nyingi ndio mmetupea. Si ndio? Pa jerrycan, hata ikiwekwa mita haina shida. Bora tu hii project inasaidia haje community. Tuko na issue ya maji kama huko penye tuko. Tuko na pahali hapo panaitwa kwa maji na hakuna maji. People are scattered for water. And there's public land where we can do such projects. Kisima tu cannot cost the government $1 million. True. MP sasa ana flash out 5,000 per person. Angechimba hiyo kisima, unadhani angekuwa na flash out hiyo pesa? Hiyo kisima, this is why I was asking you the question of, kama car wash unaweza tuma mama yako. Sawa? Hiyo kisima ikiwa hapo, itakuwa inatoa maji iende kwa car wash. Si ndio? So hao vijana watateseka maji ya car wash. Hiyo project imekuwa inclusive au imekuwa inclusive?
Inclusive.
Itauza maji. So, wewe kama uko mbaya unaweza sema, mama, kesho enda uniuzie maji. Doesn't that make sense? Ukata hiyo ndio ya juu. Hiyo maji itasupply choo. Ndio? Ama itasupply choo?
Itasupply.
Ikiwezekana kabisa tena, hiyo maji kanjo wakuje wawapatie mita ya maji ya kanjo.
Napenda vile umeflow mpaka umefika kwa economics.
Unaona? Because that is the part that is the business part of it. True. If we cannot show the investor now that after you polishing this project, how will I do it next? Umetoka kwa ule mtu amekukatishia kiatu pale tao. Si ndio? ukatembea kidogo tena ukifika pale juu vumbi imeshika kiatu unafaa urudi kwake kweli. See, you have some skills of polishing. So you have to present to your donor, your investor, what is called a contingent plan. That is where the economics come in. After I stop funding the project, can the project still go on? We have a project similar to that hapo Ngando. An ablution block was made. Wakasema watu wauziwe maji, wapewe maji free. Sasa hii mashine imeharibika, hata mwenye alikuwa hapo kwa counter hawezi toa do yake. Hakuna kitu wali invest. It comes to aid the community true. But then the community also has to make sacrifices. Because at the end of the day, nani inasaidia? The community. Si hao watu wengine wote hata huyo politician, yetu ni jina tu ya kweli kuna mradi niliweka. Lakini who does it support? The community. We can employ women groups there, youth groups. Kweli? Leo vijana wako kwa kaosh, wako kwa choo, kwa maji. Ni cycle tu. Ni cycle. Kina mama leo wako kwa choo, kwa maji. Kuna vijana leo ndio wanachunga choo kwa... You get it? But shida tuko nayo, hiyo ulikuwa unaniambia about CBOs functioning in the community. Shida tuko nayo ni CBO ikishaandika project, wapewe project, wanaangalia list yao, nani yako kwa CBO. Hiyo sio community-based organization. Hiyo ni private business. A community-based organization inafaa ikiitisha project. Hiyo project mwisho inaonekana effect yake kwa community. Sio kwa members wa group fulani. You have to get that. Kwa member wa hiyo group inafaa ikuwe ni ile yenyewe hiki kundi iko na form nafaa ni join. It should be an enticement ama niseme aje. Yeah, una feel if I miss out, then I'm missing out. That is the fact behind being a group. Showing effect, showing influence. So, but most of us have been taking this word CBO for the wrong meaning. You get? That's why I'm telling you, youth need civics. After civics, we need socialism. Lazima tupendane. Bro, tuko kwa hii group yetu fanya aje? Kuingia kufanya kazi hapa lazima uingie group yetu. Wacha mtu akuje, si you share the word. You get? If it is a compulsory, somebody joins. Kwani ni ngapi kujoin group? Group mingi ni 200 unapewa kadi kwa group. Then the next rotation, si ushachunga hiyo choo. So what is the civics? Kuja uni-educate function ya kwa nini lazima niingie kwenye. Na nyinyi pia kuweni open to the community. Umeshasema you're a community-based organization. The only problem we get out there when we go to look for funds to help people in the community ni hizi projects zimefanywa, wewe unakuja tu nayo na another good way, but wanakumbuka tushaifanya hii na hii kukuja na return. Projects are there like hapo CDF kuna project ya YIP. True. Lori zimelala mazijalala. What was their contingent plan? Proposal imeandikwa safi, but no contingent plan. Lori ikiwa inalala inamaanisha ni kubaya. Lori 2, moja ya maji, moja ya taka. Takataka ni how much baba? So you get, we should create a community. Wewe unachukua takataka. Kuna form serikali na advertise ya watu wanaokotaka takataka. Kuja. Hii group yetu ndio hii. Tumeshaenda kwa serikali tumeregister hiyo mboka. Bwana nasema mimi niache kazi yangu ya matatu ama acting ama creator, si ndio? Bwana niache kuact naenda kuchukua takataka. Si nichukua watu wanaokotanga taka niwaambie bro, ndio hii kadi. Ndio uingie hii kazi inafaa hii kadi. Hii kadi ni 200 tu. Naweza hata kupea hii kadi. Wewe ukishaenda huko kuja ulipe registration. That one is creating a community. Anaweza tolea kwa kukota takataka hapa mtaa pelekwe ya kuchukua Westlands. Akutanage na funds zimekufa, aingie biashara ya dead funds nini. Au moke, a change hata mindset yake. Hiyo takataka ni kitu biashara kubwa lakini without mindset. Nipata. So, let us change our functions in the community as leaders and understand what we are functioning towards. Tujakataa wewe unakulaga lakini usituonyeshe umuhimu wa samaki na sisi ni vegetarians. So you get that. Wewe kula samaki yako ikufaidi. Sisi vegetable yetu acha tukule vegetable
yetu.
And then on the creator thing, creator space pia may affect your sign na politics. Kabisa. Juu ya do. I think at the extent we are, we need to set parameters on rate cards, functions. We really need to do a lot. We even need an academy, literally as creatives hapa Kenya. We need an academy. Sasa hivi unajua hata mzungu akija ati anataka kupeana shughuli hapa international, ataangukia mkono wa broker wengi. We don't have an academy which acknowledges this one. Bro, I went to I was nominated for the Kalasha. This at the time. I don't know if you knew. I was nominated for Kalasha.
With which?
There's this show called, there's this short film called The Word One. Category Best Supporting.
Amazing.
Best Supporting Actor. And these are the recognitions. These are international awards. True. These are recognitions that to an extent that you are nominated to this point, inafaa ikuwe na make effect. Lakini there's too much politics into the creator economy that it does not feel like you, the creator, you're the one making the money. It feels like there's someone holding the money for you. The president did said he's pumping like 500 million into the creator space. True. Na tujaona kwa finance bill. Unajua finance bill ndio inasema pesa zinatoka. Tujaiona. So creators also there, mtuambie ni nini mnakimbilia pia. We should now open up because politics has already hit it now.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Biggie. Mimi ni G-Boder. Please like and subscribe and follow my channel for more such deep stories. Inaitwa G-Boder Films and Stories hapo YouTube. Hizo socials zingine unaweza pia zifollow pia, but YouTube ndio main. Ningependa sana pia mfollow Biggie, na naweza taka Biggie uambie wase spaces zenye wanaweza kupata wakitaka kuona vitu zenye unafanya, vile watu wanaweza kufollow and what not, vile watu wanaweza kupata.
So I'm literally on all major platforms. As Agwingi Adingo, that is Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, blah blah. Then on YouTube also, as a creator, I'm also doing music. I'm in general in the whole creator space. So I have a YouTube page by a podcast by the name Mambomingipodcast Podcast. We also have my page Big Moo. That one is my stage name. Yeah, so I think literally I have pushed a lot, and technology these days does not lie. So you can literally just Google my name, and then
say your name once more.
My name is Agwingi Adingo.
Agwingi Adingo.
Agwingi Adingo. So if you literally just Google my name, you can get the accolades and stuff. I think that is the best thing that technology does.
Yeah.
Information is first hand. So people really need to get to the information part.
I feel the world can be a better place. Unajua. We can create a world where inafit kila mtu, unaona, na hitaji watu wengine wafinyilie wengine, unaona, like tunaweza inuka tu sisi wote. Me am of the mentality that inaitangwa abundance mentality. Si believe in a scarcity mindset. Na naweza kuwa naweza kuwa nimetoka ghetto, mimi ni mghetto, but I believe in abundance. I know there is so much more. I know there is so much potential and there is so much to be made. Nile watu wa live and let live, wa make their way, na waache watu wengine pia wa make their way, unaona. So that is of the mentality that I have, and that's why I believe that good governance is very crucial and necessary to our future's growth. Tunasema kuna Gen Z hapo hivi wanasukuma nini, but in the long run manze, hii Kenya ni yetu, na 50 years from now we are going to look back and see the consequences of the things that we did, unaona. Na ndo maana lazima to stand strong, na lazima to push for better, because we can get better and we deserve better. Ama namna gani? Biggie, what do you say?
So first, since we are going towards the political turmoil era, this is the time when politics now spreads out. I only have one advice for youth. Understand what functions people have for you in the society. You as the youth. Because now, the government itself has not downstreamed resources. I always tell people this: youth do not need jobs. Youth need resources. resources are what create these jobs. If these resources are not downstreamed, you don't get jobs. The resources should be downstream to the people. So each and every other time someone stands before you politically, first understand what is the resourcefulness of this person. Because if you want to just know the functions of this person, then you are losing it. There is where they always go and get amiss to us. Another thing I want to tell people, do not shy away from civics and unity. In Kenya, the only other greatest crime than drug dealing and even murder is unity and civics. That is why it kills an individual. But tukiwa tuko kikundi, tuko wengi, we want to speak out, it will always work. So youth, it is time we get back to the basics of it is time for youth to lead. They have always been telling us, vijana ndio viongozi wake wa kesho.
Kesho imefika.
Imefika. Kama wanaona wao wanasimama kwa sababu ya resources, wawache kusimama juu ya resources. Ni wakati wa vijana, walete hizo resources kwa vijana. Sawa? Na wao pia wakuje wakae chini na vijana na waelewane na vijana na let them put it to table that now what has been affecting us as people before even we even think about us electing people blindly has been the fact that each and every person wants to vie. That is the only other problem. So wakati bado tunaambiwa vijana tusisimame ati mimi niko na mamuri wangu wa kona, niko na mamuri wangu wa Mukuru sijui no. Kuja na mamuri wako wa Mukuru, mimi kuja na wangu wa kona, wewe kuja na wako wa pahali fulani, tukae chini sisi wote. Tuone tunaweza panga nini. Because I know it's always one man, one brain policy. Pick many brains, you have a community.
A community of brains.
Unaniget? Kwa sababu kuna mwenye ana think A na kuna mwenye ana think Z. But before you reach to Z, if you don't have the others in between, A to Z is a very huge merger. So create a community. So, there is where us youth need to go back to. Do we have our own community? Ndio wewe ukikuja kutuongelesha unatuambia unasimama. Utatuambia unasimama kwa nini? Kama nani? Haya, ni nini unajua kutuhusu basi? Usikuwa unasimama tu alijua watu imefika wakati wa kusimama unasimama.
Manifesto yako ni gani?
Na hata hatutaki manifesto. Ni nini umekuaga umefanya yenye inaweza tuonyesha nini? Sasa ndio huyo mimi. Sawa? Ndio huyo mimi. Si lazima ukuje useme ati hapana. You should be out there and saying nani bana. Kweli. You get it? That is the point you want to see. Kama uko willing ati ukiingia utatufanyia hivi na hivi na hivi. Wewe na hiyo resources yako kuja. Tuwekee mradi hata hiyo 10 million unataka kutuspendia tukikimbia huko tukipiga nduru jina yako. Weka mradi ya 10 million. Ukienda ukifail, utarudi ukaage na sisi hapa kwa hii mradi. Hakuna pale tutaenda. Si mradi ni yako. Ama ni ya nani? Ukienda ukianguka kuja kwa hii mradi, tutashikishia hapo, tutapiga story hapo tutajuliania hali. Utakula tasha yako hata tunasema ibezo cha ilipange rent yako sasa basi. Ibezi imetutoa mbali. Na ukiendelea kuenda utakuwa na uwezo wa kuinua miradi zingine kama hizo kwa sababu zitakuwa ni nini? Ni vitu umeona kazi yao kwa community. Lakini sasa unataka to trade on the trust. No, youth do not trade on the trust. Trade on solid grounds.
Ladies and gentlemen, I wish we could take forever, lakini kwa hayo wacha tu wrap up hapo. And I feel like we are going to have more of these conversations. And naweza penda kusikia your thoughts. Comment hapo kitu yote yenye nakuja to your mind. Rusha hapo kwa comments. Hii video share. Wacha tuweze create impact. Shukran and peace out. Waza. G-Boder Malmas over here, storyteller, filmmaker, and creative digital content creator. Are you looking to start a podcast like this one? Or perhaps you're thinking of where to record the next episode of your podcast? Or maybe you're an artist and all you need is a booming music video. Or maybe you're a business person and what you want is a commercial video advertisement to market and sell your business. Or perhaps you work in an NGO and you need to create awareness via a documentary with a powerful and deep story, a film or a feature film? Well, look no further. At G-Boder Stories, we help create powerful and impactful stories. We create film and video production solutions, all the way from concept development, script writing, production design, filming, editing, all the way to final delivery. So whether you're an individual, an organization, an institution, a corporate organization, a school, or just a creator like I am, we've got you. So kindly reach us at the link in the description below and we shall make something unforgettable. Or perhaps you want to be featured in our podcast or any of our filmmaking projects, again, also reach us through the link in the description below. Once again, it's G-Boder Malmas, and see you on the next.